Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is a video series I do called Transfer Tuesday, where every week I share our progress towards our financial goals that we have set for the year. So this year we have two financial goals that we are working towards, and that is funding my Roth IRA with the max of the $6,000 and paying down our mortgage to be able to drop the PMI insurance at the end of the year. And that is a big goal. It will require $22,000 towards the principal in order to get that low enough to be able to request to drop the PMI. So typically in the first week of the new month is when I make those additional payments towards our mortgage. And that's what this video will be today. So on the first of every month is when our mortgage processes, and of course being the weekend, there's a little bit of a delay. So for our May payment, the principal portion of our payment was $690.96. And then the interest was $811.92. There's some additional money that then goes into the escrow, but I don't track that and record that because it's kind of just doesn't relate to this. So as we have it set up currently, an additional $100 goes towards principal automatically with our set monthly payment. I ran into some issues trying to change that. It wasn't letting me change it on the website last month when I tried to change that amount after there was some changes in our monthly payment due to the escrow account being rebalanced. So I still haven't logged in and tried to change that again yet this month. So total that would have been $790.96 towards that principal payment. So once that whole payment processed, I was then able to log into the account and see what that current balance is. And at that time, it was $345,199.09. So this is where I then play a mind game with myself. I become very competitive and I make it, fun, as fun as it can be, I guess. So when you look at that amount, I knew I needed to pay another $200 in order to get it below the $345,000. And I do this every month, trying to get it below that next $1,000th as our way of adding additional payments towards that principal to help us towards that goal. So that is what I did for this week for Transfer Tuesday, was transferred an additional $200 towards principal of that payment so that I could get it under that $345,000. And that allowed me to mark off another box on my checklist. I have $1,000 boxes, 22 of them, to keep track throughout the year as I pay down that principal to get it to the point where we can drop that PMI. So total for principal payments for this month then is $990.96 that went towards that principal. So year to date, it's currently beginning of May, we have paid $9,000 towards principal already this year. So to get to our $22,000 goal, we have $13,000 left to pay. So in looking at that, we're 5 months into the year now and we've paid $9,000. I feel like we're doing pretty good. And when I set this goal, I felt like it was a big stretch, like looking at the numbers, like $22,000 in principal alone, because obviously there's extra in, interest and escrow that we are paying. So $22,000 is only the principal payment. That's a lot of money. So I was a little hesitant to set that big of a goal, wondering if we would be able to achieve it. But I'm feeling pretty confident we will have some money coming back to us through my employer. I'm able to do a dependent care reimbursement where you can set $5,000 per year that is taken out pre-tax, and then you can reimburse yourself to pay for childcare expenses. So every year we easily spend $5,000 in childcare. We have 3 kids. Only one of them is currently in daycare full-time. The other 2 are school age now. But we still easily spend that. So throughout the year, it's per paycheck, so you don't get it all at once. But typically, come summertime, I will usually start to withdraw some of that money because, again, it's as you earn it through those paychecks. So by the end of December, I will have received or earned and be able to receive all 5,000 of that. So that's an extra $5,000 that we can put directly towards these goals. So that kind of helps me mentally to know, okay, well, if I subtract 5,000, then I still have $8,000 left that I have to pay over the next 7 months. So I'm feeling pretty confident at this point that I think we will be able to achieve that goal. So we also need to take into consideration, though, that I am still working on funding that Roth IRA account, and we're not quite done with that either. I have been having some internal dialogue with myself on whether I want to keep pursuing that. Technically, we've reached coast fire, where if we didn't contribute anything further to our retirement accounts, we would still have at least $1.5 million in our retirement accounts by age 65. So it's just causing me to reflect a little, and at least I'll probably stick with my goals that I created just for consistency for this year, but to really reevaluate for next year what those goals are going to be, having that in mind, and what are we trying to accomplish. Paying off the mortgage is a huge one, since we do have a very large mortgage. That could be, many year goal. So I'm not sure if we want that to be our primary focus or not going forward. So we'll see. We're only into May, so I have the rest of the year to kind of reevaluate and determine what those goals will be for 2023. So that's where we're at this week with paying off that PMI, paying down the PMI. I would love to hear in the comments below what you're working on this week, what your goals are, if you're still paying PMI on your mortgage as well. And comment below, no more PMI. That will be such a relief to just get rid of that and be able to put extra towards that principal every month without paying that. It's almost like, paying an extra interest fee. Nobody wants to pay more than you have to. So thank you for watching, and I will be back next week with another Transfer Tuesday update.